Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Showtime Satch, and today we are here to record a brand new episode, a brand new series, as a matter of fact, and which we will be calling Game Review. And in this series, you guys can send me in your games. I will review them, whether they're entertaining, educational, however it goes. I hope you learn a bit, laugh a bit, have a great time. And in this game in particular, we see 14 blunders, so it'll be quite the game. Without further ado, man, we'll go ahead and get right into it. As you see, white here decides to play e4. We have e5 as response. And then we have d4, trying to go for the Danish gambit. Knight doesn't, or they don't allow it. Knight c6, however, white really wants it, so they go knight g3 rather than pushing this d-pawn up. And black finally obliges. E captures d4. Going in the Danish gambit style, we have c3, sacrificing the pawn, sacrificing another pawn. And now you see the idea here. White has these two bishops that will be eyeing down the entire board here. And yes, he sacrificed two pawns for a lot of activity. So, very it's a very fun opening. Lots of attacking chances. Knight f6, knight g5. Now the computer doesn't like knight g5. I'm honestly not I don't hate it. It's honestly a pretty good move if you're going to be going in this style of attacking. It is now attacking this weak f7 square, and black will have to find a way to defend it. And black does find a way to defend it, however, very poorly. I looked this up in the Elite Chess servers. This move has never been played before, and it probably never be played again. It's as of this moment that it is a brand new game, and there's a very simple reason for that. Bishop takes f7, and now what are you going to do? You can sacrifice your queen for two pieces. Or you can, well, most people, you do here, well, you slide your king over. Now that gets knight e6. And with knight e6, your only response now is to sacrifice the queen. It's forced. Bishop takes. Now you can't even capture the bishop, so you lost your queen for a piece. 10 moves into the game. Congratulations. You can go ahead and resign. Now, that doesn't happen in this game. White does not see that move. And instead goes for castles. Not a terrible idea. Getting their king to safety, however, misses the game-winning idea, and that is the first two blunders of the game for both sides. Moving on, we have knight e5, not a bad move, defending the f7 square from the impending attack. And in response, we get bishop b3. Bishop b3, I think, is a very fine move. The computer says that it's terrible and that you should take. However, if I ask the computer, be like, okay, what's so great about taking? He says, okay, you take, queen takes, knight takes here. And queen takes, and now it says the position is, I've gotten plenty of different numbers. After e5, it says it's about +1, whereas before I was saying it's about +2.5. So, kind of a goofy line here. Not bad, though, because obviously white is down a rook, but a huge attack is coming, so I can't blame white for not going for this. I probably would have gone for this even after seeing this line, so instead, we get, bishop e3, d6 follows, f4, g4, and so this right here, your knight is under attack, and instead of moving the knight, plays a little bit of danger levels, and goes with knight g4. Sorry, I'm really bad with my board vision. I can't really call these coordinates very well, but we have bishop g4, sorry, so attacking the queen, and once again, they decide to move the queen. Now, you didn't have to do this. You could have gone for this very, very fun line where you would have had pawn takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, and now the queen's hanging. The queen cannot capture it because of the rook on this file, so pawn takes. And now the only way you could have played this line is if you found the move bishop takes f7 check. King's best move here is to go to d7. Now you're going to get bishop takes f6, and I mean, this is a very fun line. This bishop is probably getting taken very soon because the queen's under attack. So you'll end up getting 3 pieces for the queen, which is a favorable trade for white. Also, there's rooks hanging. I mean, there's so much going on in this position. A lot of fun, I would say, if I was white. It's a lot he could have gone for, but instead he decides to move the queen. And then we get knight g6 for black. They call it a mistake. Not the worst move. The real reason it's a mistake is you just got to get your king to safety here. Your king sitting in the center of the board with the queen right in front of it. There will be plenty of ideas here if you don't move the king. They decide not to. We have knight takes f7, which the computer calls a miss. That's all right. Attacking that rook. Rook decides to move. We now have f5. And knight captures e4. Knight captures d4 is considered a make because of the move, or is considered a miss because of the move b4, which would X-ray the knight. However, that does not get played. Instead, we have rook e1, and rook e1 just doesn't work. Now, in this position, black now played bishop takes f7, but what they could have done instead, take the queen. And yes, you might be like, oh, well, this is rook check here. Yeah, but your knight's hanging. You're going to move your knight out of, it's not going to be under attack anymore. Sure, they capture knight, and now d5, and now this is completely winning for black. The knight is under attack, you're going to castle soon, and all is well, and you're up in exchange in 2 pawns, so this should be winning. They obviously didn't go for that, they went for bishop takes f5 here, and we're going to see this queen survive for quite a long time. White now decides to sacrifice the queen. Not too sure what the idea here was. Now we get pawn captures. I see the game's back to about even. Bishop takes rook. Okay, and now once again, this is completely losing because knight takes queen is on the board, and similar idea will follow. However, that doesn't happen. We get castles, and now queen d3. They're just begging you, please take my queen, please take my queen. It is the only move on the board which gives black advantage, and he does not play that. Instead, he plays king b8, and now the game is back to even. Yeah, like I said, instead of king b8 here, you can take the queen, queen takes. Now this time bishop takes, which unleashes an attack on the bishop from the rook. It's a little bit of discovered attack, and you can play knight takes and bishop takes, and now you are up. What are you up like two? You're up a piece and 2 pawns. So once again, winning in game doesn't happen. Instead, you get king b8, and now queen e3, piling on pressure onto the knight. Queen decides to move h4, fine move, g3, and this, I couldn't even explain what this move was trying to do. You could have slid your queen over and kept defense of this knight. Well, in fact, you didn't even really need to defend your knight because you already have this bishop defending it, and although queen takes, rook takes, you're not going to sacrifice your queen for 2 pieces, so completely unnecessary move here. I'm not sure what the idea was, but knight g3 on the board, queen takes, and then we get a queen trade. All right, so now white is the one winning because they are up, what is this? They're up a piece for 2 pawns, something like that. Oh, they're up, whatever the exchange is. All right, they have an additional rook, that's what it is. They have a rook and a piece for their pawns. So up 2 points of material. And now the game continues. The bishop is saved. Now it's no longer getting, taken from the same tactic we saw before. Developing the knight in the rim, knight a3 is a interesting move. And then we have rook ac1, which I'm sure you guys can see the move to be played here. That should have been played is knight d3. Knight d3 forks of 2 rooks, and even though this should bring back some semblance of a even game. That does not happen. Instead, we get d5. Rook e5, okay. But once again, one of these, just these one movers, just you really got to keep your eyes open. Bishop c5 just loses the game to the rook captures. That does not happen though, as both sides miss this one move blunder. We have king h2, g6. All right, and now now it was hanging, right? So let's also look for the last 3 moves here. We've had these two rooks, a beautiful a beautiful fork apart. Doesn't see it here. Doesn't see it here. And now that the bishop's gone, now they see it. It took them a little bit to find the move. However, it doesn't really work as well now because rook takes d5, and now this rook's hanging. So you have to move the rook, which they decided to do. And now a brilliant move here. Brilliant move according to the computer. You sacrifice the rook for the bishop because that removes the defender of the guard for the knight. So you can only assume that, okay, they get the free pawn. They miss the knight. Once again, still completely winning for white here. They're up, what is this? Two pieces for a pawn? Completely winning in game for white. Let's see how they convert this in game. We have knight takes, and now there goes down a bishop. Rook here, okay, getting on the 7th rank. I don't hate it. The computer doesn't like it. However, rook on the 7th rank, always a good idea. We got the knight moving out. You still are up a piece once again, so this should be completely winning. We have some moves here. They're all fine moves. Trading 2 pieces here, perfectly fine. You are now up a bishop for a pawn, so all you got to do, Probably trade off that last pair of knights if you can, and then take away this pawn and push your pawn to glory. Attacking the knight. Knight moves away. Very good. D6, attacking the bishop. Bishop moves. Very good. And now we have B5. And bishop goes back. I mean, the bishop just moved from F5. You said, okay, my bishop's attacked on F5. Let me move from F5. Let me attack this pawn. He does nothing to defend the pawn because there's about nothing you can do. And you move the bishop back. I mean, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Obviously, if bishop takes, this is completely winning. You just push the pawn. And you would be winning. However, that does not happen. And now black is the one in the driver's seat because it is even in game, except for the fact you have this 2-on-1 advantage. Now, this still should be drawn with perfect play. However, they are up a pawn, so the advantage goes to black. King H3, activating the king. King B7. We have knight E4 here. And now, the reason this is considered a mistake by the engine is because you're not winning this endgame anymore. You gave away your winning chances when you had 4 pieces for 1, decided not to win. So at this point, the best thing for white to do would be to sacrifice, well, it's not sacrifice, trade the pawns and run this king over and try and get there in time to win the game. Let's see if my computer, I mean, this would be the best way for white to go forward, and it's probably drawn from here. However, instead the knight comes over. King C7, interesting, attacking the pawn, defends the pawn. Now this pawn is going to be captured by black here, or by white here, and now white has his passed pawn. And now this game is 100% drawn. Now there's nothing that black can do to stop this this pawn from promoting. What they really needed to do here, so they pushed the pawns on the side, trying to create the passed pawn of their own, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, it's a fine idea. For white, what they really needed to do here is to take opposition. Now, this is something you've never heard of before. It's something very good to learn. In position, if you play King H6, you'd follow with King F7, and you have this opposition where it's going to be a draw. Sorry, obviously not G5. King H6, then it's going to be a perpetual draw, which is the best you can hope for here in this position. Now you guys just go back and forth. If black ever decides to push their pawn, you push your pawn and you are queening first, so you will win the game. However, that does not happen. They decide to push G5, and now the black king is the one who takes the the preferred squares. Once they control G8, there's no queen happening for white. There's no way to kick this king off of G8. So black is now completely won because they have 2 pawns, and all they have to do is find out a way to create a passed pawn before the white king can get there. Now the white king starts to run. G6, B4, King F5, A4, King E4, B3. Now this is a completely won game if you are black. You have to count the squares first off, right? This king is 1, 2, 3, 4. We can make the box here. Here's the box for this black pawn. All you have to do, now this is a little bit of an advanced idea, but not really. You have to know this box, right? If the king is outside the box, they cannot stop you from promoting. Now, the only move here for white, if they push their pawn, if the pawn gets pushed, you're not stopping that pawn. So the best thing to do here is to take, which happens, and now the only move to win is A3. A takes B3, you get pawn greedy, and this is what happens. Now the king is perfectly in time to get back, and, as they say, perfect chess ends in a draw. This game was far from perfect, but, in the style of Magnus Carlsen, we go out with a draw.
Heat, 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 heat. I be selling that heat. What you got on your feet? Air Force One, that's